Well, hey guys! Sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't mean it to be a minute. I'm sorry. It happens. But anyways, let's not waste any more time. Hold on. Okay. Yep, that's all good. You'll be fine. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to the show. It's the Monday show, which means I don't know what it means, but it's a bit hectic. So we're here. We're doing this. We're doing it live. We got a great show for you tonight, and that's only if you guys are great. If you guys are great, we have a great show. If you guys aren't, the show doesn't go so well. It kind of happens. But before we get deep into the show and all the fun stuff that we do, the first thing that we are going to do is this right here. It's this number button. I got to press that, and I'll turn this on. Hey, we do this little thing that's the 12-volt Clean Wire Club. Some of you have heard of it. Pretty much all of you have heard of it, and you all belong. And every week, Fernando goes and scours the page and finds a cool wiring. This week, we have, what is it, Lake Town Speed and Sound?
Yes, sir.
Esai did this. A former competitor, and very close to winning.
It's funny, somebody says, like, hey, he can compete in the clean wire challenge.
He did. And he came in second place.
He did really well, yes.
Yep. And this segment is brought to you by the fine folks at Kenwood. That's right. Kenwood, only the finest in car stereo. If you're looking for the most amazing and amplifier speakers and radios, you're going to want to check out Kenwood. Exelon or Exelon XR products are going to fit the bill for you. But in this case, he's got an awesome wiring job there. Got a T-Spec distribution block. Figures now that they're not a sponsor, we get a T-Spec block, right? Totally makes sense. He used my cool little wire trick there that I taught him. No, it looks fantastic.
You taught him that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, wow.
I did. Well, yeah. I mean, hey, man, learn from the best. But no, he did a fantastic job. This is actually in a boat, so good on you.
Yes, it's a boat.
But no, if you would like to, you or one of your significant others would like to have their photo featured for the beginning of the week, right at the top of the page.
You just gotta pay $50.
You said, Fernando, a money order. See, this is where your picture goes, right here at the top of the page. Look how cool it is. And you can be like, hey, my picture was at the top of the page. I'm so awesome. And I go, yeah, you're the best.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah. Pretty awesome.
How you guys doing? Please let us know.
And also, if you have questions, start queuing them up so that he can.
I'm gonna start looking.
What is it? Dean looks like Captain America in that shirt. Oh, because I got the American flag. It's got little 5 stars.
Really?
Anyways, it's pretty cool. But you want to bring up our first sponsor. That way we can stay on track.
Okay.
As I was saying, if you or one of your family members would like to be a member of the 12-Volt Clean Wire Club and or have a picture there, all you got to do is do your thing, and it's right there.
Submit your pictures. Good pictures. Not shitty pictures. Sorry.
Yeah, so what Fernando's over trying, as he's typing away, which you probably didn't find, is the MEA and the industry awards. They just announced the finalists for, there it is. They just announced the finalist for installer, sales guy, trusted tech, rookie. So for those of you guys that haven't been following home or you're new to the channel, MEA is the industry awards, and they do 3 or 4 rounds of elimination until we get to the winner. So you enter, you make it into the top 50, top 20, and then that narrows it. Everyone votes. So it's judged, then it's voted, and then you create more content, and it's judged again.
Yeah.
So you make it into the 50, then you make it into 12, then you make it to number 1. And that's how that goes.
Yeah.
He's up for Trusted Tech. That is something you get nominated for. You don't actually sign up. Like somebody has to be like, I want this guy to be Trusted Tech because he's awesome. And so you were.
I tried to send you something, see if it works, but I don't know.
That's okay.
We'll get be on the Facebook thing.
All right.
But
yeah, that'll be tough.
So anyway.
Anyways, we'll get to that in a minute. So anyways, they just announced that right before the show, and our good friend Angel let us know. He's like, congratulations. I'm like, what did I do? He's like, well, you made it into the top 5 sales pros. And I was like, oh, fantastic.
I would have found that.
And you went and you made it into the top 5 trusted tech. So, cool. Anyways,
this portion of the show is brought to you by
ThinkwareStore.com. That's right. If you head over to ThinkwareStore.com right now, Want a $20 gift card?
Yes.
Learn more. Who doesn't want a $20 gift card? Looking for a professional install? Now captured in 4K clarity with HDR? Back to that? Well, these are all things that you might be interested in. And if you are, head over to thinkwarestore.com and you can find yourself an awesome dash cam as well as a rear cam. They also have certain models can do side cams as well.
Yeah.
That's what this accessory page is here. So if you want a 4-camera option, there are some that are available to do that. You can buy all the cool stuff right here. If you want a FLIR night vision or a night vision camera, they have that guy right here. So you can have an infrared if you're worried about what's happening inside the cab. So there's a lot of options available to you. You can find that ODB.
OBD2 plug.
Yeah, so
you don't have to do anything. It's just like connected to the OBD2, connected to your camera, good to go. One of my favorite that I have in my car is the Q50. It's amazing. It's
you have
good.
A Q50?
I have a Q50.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
I thought it was.
No, it's Q50.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I have no idea. I just put it in.
Please take it to word for it.
I mean, I don't know. I just edit the videos and make them look cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Q850.
What did I say?
You said 50.
I said Q50.
850.
850.
It's the 850. You have the Q850.
What did you say? What did I say?
Yes. Anyways, he has a Q850 in his car right now. That's part of an ongoing series that you guys are watching. You caught part of it last week where we showed you how to wire it up. What's up,
Happy
Eduardo?
birthday, brother.
Oh, yeah, you got older.
Yesterday.
Wow, I caught the Facebook Live show.
Ooh,
I know, right? It's
there you
crazy. All right. Anyways, Fernando is going to dig through there and find some questions for us to answer. For the rest of you guys, I'm going to say hello from Vegas. What's up, guys? Hello from the Pacific Northwest. Greetings from stormy Seattle. Hello from Maryland. Congratulations on Trusted Tech and Sales Pro. Thank you, Mary Lou. Grandma.
Congratulations on the new baby.
Yeah, you did nothing. You did nothing but show up. So congratulations for all the work that you put in.
But she's going to, because now it's like the baby is yours.
It's not her responsibility. You just walk away from that. Hola, amigos.
Hey.
Good afternoon. Evening, Carstero Junkies. Good evening. Georgia, checking in at 74 and sunny. Ooh. Balmy, 81 in the Twin Cities. How do I keep getting sucked into this? Because it's like the only Dean and Fernando duo. Fang, we appreciate you. You know you do. We're glad you're here because it makes our lives easier. Good morning from Sydney. Hey, Mary Lou, you're early. That depends. She could be late, technically. She's been texting us all day. We got pictures of the new little thing and baby boy. Yeah, so congratulations, Grandma. Gosh, old. She's so old. Hi, guys.
What's up?
Fang, there's a question for you. Good evening. Good show. I don't know.
Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. What's up, Mr. Vera?
Hey.
Dean. Yep, got that one. How's it? Okay, nice job. Here we go.
You saw this guy?
Hello from Chicago. Bang, bang. Saved Danny's life the other night. Saved his. Oh my God! Saved his life.
He was about to jump, and
he was so far jumping. She was just like, I can't. You can't stop me.
Leave me alone. I'm going to jump.
I'm going to cry. Leave me alone. And we saved the day for him. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't do anything. I just was like, have you tried this? Have you tried that? I've done that. And as he's doing it, he's like, maybe I didn't do that. And all of a sudden, it started working. The magic. So congratulations on that.
Well, sometimes talking with somebody else and just kind of remind you of
honestly,
things like, oh yeah.
It happens all the time because when we're on tech support and they're like, and I'll be like walking through it and then I'll be like, oh, wait a minute. And click, bang. It's like, got it. Thanks. Thanks for being there for me. I just needed a friend.
I just needed
a friend. So I got a friend. So, it's kind of cool. Hey, is the bass, mid-bass enhancement in the ARC Audio DSP software the same T?
Same thing.
So no. So if you're talking about the little module that we have, what is it? It is not.
Whoa.
So if you're asking about this little guy here, which is the BXM, if you're talking about the BXM versus Super Bass, no, they're not the same thing. However, I feel like they probably are very similar. So Super Bass, which is in the DSP, You'll know it because it's actually kind of a clone, copy-ish. Like when you buy Tylenol and then you buy a pseudosilic, whatever the hell that is. And they're like, oh, it's the same thing. It's both a white pill. It's very similar to a software called Wave. And Wave is a software that most Bluetooth speakers have built in on chip. And that's what makes those little tiny speakers sound like they're bigger than they are. It's like, wow, that thing's putting out a lot of bass. No, that's an EQ. That's a cool DSP feature. So that's why it works so well for mid bass, because you can get sound out of those that they're not supposed to have. So yeah, it's okay, but good call. Hello, Bobby. How are you? All right, so we'll just get rid of that. Do you think you could fit 3 Moscone Pro amps and a DSP in my Focus RS? Also wondering if the AAB amps are worth considering over the standard AB Pro amps with high-end Morel components. So it would really just depend like which ones you're talking about, because like the AAB amplifiers are small. They're built off of this chassis here. They are phenomenal. They do have tons of power. So the 430, which is this guy right here, is built off of the bigger chassis. And of course the 830, which is right here, which is also AB class. So I think more or less we'd have to figure out exactly what you want to do, and then we could come up with a strategy for it. There is a lot of foam in the back of the Focus that could be obviously converted over into amplifier space. So, yeah, anything's possible. Just depends on how bad you want it. Call you later tonight. Okay, Marty.
He was in Japan, huh?
He was overseas.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think it was China. I don't think it was Japan. It was all over the Orient. He was on the Orient Express. No, he wasn't. Fantastic.
It was.
The
pictures was like, wow. Okay, ready?
Hold on. I want to do this. Hold that thought. Does Clifford car alarm still exist, or did Viper buy them out? So Viper, Clifford, and all those are now owned by Vox. So Vox bought the whole DEI family. So anything that exists will be owned and distributed by Vox. So if you'd like to know what is still available to you, head over to Vox, VOX, and you can find it.
There's VOX electronics, something?
I don't know. Just type in VOX car stereo. I'm sure it'll come up. Yeah. Brad, thank you for the 10.
Thank you for the trend, man.
Matt's manual says to run positive, negative ground back to the battery. I usually run ground to the floor. Also, 16-gauge speaker wire minimum. Or amp can go into protect mode. So, can't use factory wiring. GM truck thoughts. Okay, so this is more of a cover your ass kind of move. Because these cars are becoming more and more like not good, so to speak. Like, for example, you get like an F-150 or half of the Fords. They're all made out of aluminum. Yeah. Even some of the GM, like the bigger vehicles, the SUVs, they're all glued together. So like a ground point in the back kind of sucks. And no one knows how to measure the resistance from the battery to the ground point to see if it's actually ground that the amplifier can use. So there's that. So this is probably them covering their butt, saying like, hey, do this. As far as that goes, do at your own risk. I think it's probably also put in there so they can go like, did you do this? And if you say no, say, oh, well,
that's the problem.
That's the problem.
And that's why we ran into that issue. When we start doing it.
Yeah, not with them, with another manufacturer. With another manufacturer
in another car, and it was like, and they say, okay, you didn't run the power to the battery. No, okay, that's your problem.
So
boom,
I could say there's never been a case in a GM vehicle other than a Corvette that I've ever
had to run power.
In a Tahoe, a newer Tahoe, but I'm saying like a pickup. You have a truck.
Yeah.
So I've never in a GM truck, the Sierra,
it's still metal.
Never ran into an issue like that. I'm sure you'll be fine. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you, don't rest on my laurels. Just do what you think is right.
Okay, so what I would do is I would just make my ground in the back, whatever.
Yeah, as far as
don't put nothing back.
As far as the 16-gauge speaker wire goes, we all know that's BS. I mean, come on. It's not like it's a 2,000 watt by 4 amplifier. You'll be fine. But I feel it's more of a cover your ass kind of thing.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, go ahead.
For the manufacturer.
Yeah. Which is fine. 2022 F-150 non-BO with big screen. Adding a kicker key 200.4 for active Audio Frog G60s and front two-way And oh gosh, an
Wow.
LC 1500 for 2 Alpine. Oh, that's a lot. R10s. Holy shit. Can I feed the sub amp and rear outputs from the front? Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. First off, that's a lot of power for Alpine R2 subs. They can't handle that. There's no way in the world they're going to handle that at all, ever. They are not that. They cannot do 750 a piece, 800 a piece. That's a big amplifier. So be very generous, very cautious, not generous.
Very careful
On that gain knob, because like you got enough power to launch those things into the stratosphere. Now, as far as that goes, yeah, all you really need to do is worry about your front output. So I would head over to pack-audio.com and pick up the Ford T harness for that. They make a T harness. It just plugs in. You ain't got to do anything. It's really easy behind the radio. You're also going to want to get yourself a set of AudioControl LGD greens. Okay, those are the green load resistors. You're going to need a set of those. What you're going to do is you're going to come out of front, left, and right. So this is just the front stage upgrade grade. So front, left, and right are going to go wide off to your 1500 as well as your kicker 200.4. Your 200.4 has a switch on the side that tells it you're only putting 2 inputs. Okay, so you're going to flick that. Now, I had somebody ask me this question in a video or something the other day. They're like, am I not cutting the voltage in half? No, you're not cutting the voltage in half. Remember, and this is the easiest explanation I can give to make this make any sense. This is AC power. Basically, how you're going to want to think of this is if you've ever taken an extension cord with the little 3 thing at the end and plugged it into the wall and then plugged in 2 lights and both lights do the same exact thing, that's what you're doing. You're doing the exact same thing. You're not cutting the voltage in half. You're not doing it's an output. It's not going to divide itself. You're not going to get less than one and more than the other. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so you can just left goes here, right goes there, left goes here, right goes there. Everybody's happy. You got to tap 4 wires, and it's amazing. Now, the one thing you're going to want to do is on the 200.4, you're gonna tell it that it's hooked up high level, and it's going to automatically, I believe on that one, detect the fact that you are now going to be looking for using their fit circuit, which is going to automatically turn on the amplifier. Okay, so cool. And then the remote turn on becomes an output. So use that output to go to the 1500. Do not use the GTO circuit in the 1500. Use the output of the key. The reason why you want to do that for your remote turn on is so you don't get turn on pop. Okay, so you use that output. That's what it's for. It'll slightly delay the sub amp and it'll make it knock when you turn it on, which is fantastic. You only have to use 1 set of load resistors. So come out of the radio, into the load resistor, out of the load resistor, and wire off to both amplifiers. It sounds simple. It is. It's not complicated at all. You'll be fine. In this particular vehicle, because it is an F-150, you're really going to, especially with that 1500, you're going to need to run a 0 gauge power and ground. Okay? That's the only thing I can tell you. That's a big amp for that vehicle, and you will need a 0 gauge power and ground. You can tee into that for your power for the 200.4 because it's really nothing. You could also just probably fit the 200.4 behind the radio, but no reason to do that. Okay. Lots there. Lots. So much there.
Greetings,
okay,
guys.
Get ready to shut that off. I'm going to come over here, and then I'm going to... What did I say was going to be 2? This is going to be 2. I'm going to do that. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do this. Okay. And that needs to go here. Okay. No, I had it right.
Yeah.
Greetings, guys. What is your opinion on using an active subwoofer like the JBL Bass Pro Hub and the spare tire
of along the station wagon? Yeah.
So it's a fantastic piece.
Yeah.
All right. There's actually a couple companies that buy the same piece as JBL. Similar. Thank you. Similar piece as the JBL. They all have 11-inch subwoofer in them. Currently, in Haley's car, she has a Ford Escape.
Yes.
Okay. And we have the Diamond Audio version. Non-amplified version of it. We have a video showing the JBL Bass Pro Hub in his car, which was a G35.
Yep.
We borrowed one and put it in his car, and it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you 100% the non-amplified, buying a small 500 watt amplifier performs 100% better. So in her car right now, we're using a Key 500.1 to power that, and it is freaking awesome. Like, it is fantastic. She's like, don't take it out. Whatever you do, leave it in there. I want to keep this. They make two versions of it. They make a shallow and they make a deep. She's currently running the deep. We have videos on both the JBL and the Diamond Audio. If I was to do it, I would strongly recommend going with the non-amplified.
The non-amplified.
Yeah,
just get your own speaker. I mean, your own amplifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so we're caught up.
Okay. Are you going to change your...
Yeah, go for it. Waiting on you. Okay. This next segment is brought to you by the fine folks at arcaudio.com. Can you hide that? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got it. Okay.
All
right, so this is one of those DSP talk things that we like to do. So I should probably do this just so I know where to break this up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go like this real quick and go turn that off and go. This is an Arc Audio DSP quick tip. Okay, so most of the time at this point we'll be launching the DSP software. This time, however, we're going to talk to you about an interesting thing that you're going to run into when using a Blackbird or any one of the Arc Audio products, and that is you have to buy this piece right here, this piece right here, okay? This is the iData OEM adapter made by Arc, okay? And what it does is it has all these cool male RCAs on it and a remote turn on, and it's designed to plug into the iData. So iData is going to have this plug right here, and it's going to plug in like this, okay? And this is what is now going to plug into the side of your DSP. The Blackbird and the PS, all of them have, the little guys have these RCA pigtails. And you just want to grab these and you're like going to go white to white and red to red and everything is going to be fantastic. That is not the case. Do not do that. Okay, so why I say that is on these you see all these cool little white flags, and each one of these like flags is got a number on it. So for example, right here in the middle is number 1 and it's red. If we come over to this harness right here, this plugs into the amplifier, and that means number 1 is actually this white guy right here. Now, everything in your body is going to tell you not to go like this. Guess what? You need to go like that. Number 2, which is right before it, is going to plug in like this. So what I have now is I have these two that are backwards, and it is totally screwing with your head, and you're going, this can't be right. So number 3, which is the next set in here, is going to be white as well, followed by 4, which is way over here, and that is going to be red. Okay, so now you're going, okay, I get it. This is cool. Let me plug these two in backwards, 5 and 6. No, 5 and 6 are actually fine. 5 is white, 6 is red. This is how this is going to look, okay? So, moral to the story is before you just get gun-ho and start plugging things in, make sure that you look at the numbers on the amplifier and they correspond directly to the numbers on the iData harness. Because as you just saw, 1 through 4 are backwards and 5 and 6 are not. And this could cause a major problem in the end. Ask me how I know. I made the mistake, okay? Because it's just, why would you not? Now, I would strongly recommend if you are going to be doing this to add some shrink wrap over these so they don't pull apart, because nobody likes it when that happens, you know, because there is a big area here. Put some shrink wrap over this, hook this up to your remote turn on, you're all set. This one hanging off here, this is inputs 7 and 8. They're not used in this application. And that's it. That's what you need to know when installing an Arc Audio product and using an iData AR integration. And this has been Arc Audio DSP Quick Tips.
That was confusing, right?
Oh my gosh, dude, trust me.
I was like, what are you talking about?
If you want to take this even further, like if you want to bypass it, like I just totally bypassed all of this and made my own harness because I don't like that. If you do that, these colors, the white, gray, green, purple, those don't mean anything. And keep in mind, the only reason why this was actually iData's issue. This wasn't ARC's issue. iData gave them the wrong information when they made this harness. And they bought 1,000 of them. So it's going to be a minute before they do away with it. So if you want to bypass all of this, you can take the hardwire harness that comes with the ARC Audio product and attach it, cut this off and physically solder it in. The problem is the colors don't match up. You have to look at the 1, 2, because they jump around. And then also, if you can't see it, but on the top here of this harness, this is all grounds here on the top. But on the iData side, these are all positives. So when soldering the new harness together, you have to make sure you go negative to positive, positive to negative, so it stays the right orientation. It's crazy. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Why is that the heck? Yes. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, if you just follow the instructions, it works like a champ. Look at him smiling. He's got his grill.
Ooh. All right.
Anyways, there you go.
That's fantastic. That's actually pretty good. It's like confusing. So he says sorry.
He's a few minutes late. Oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. Now, if you'd like to order a Blackbird or any ARC Audio products, head over to arcaudio.com.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Can I just click on one while you're doing that, or you got one else?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I've got an Audison Forza M1214 Prima 3-way up front, Prima coaxials. I would like my system louder and clearer. Do you think the Hertz Milli Pro will do the job or Morel? No.
3-way up front, the Prima.
So
I mean, you have good speakers.
Yeah, and they're actually pretty efficient. They don't need a ton of power. So louder is always a funny one because you have a DSP amp. I don't know how it's tuned. That could be part of the problem. Like somebody might have done a bad tune on it, and that's why it's not so loud. So I think the first thing I would do is, for one, if you tuned it yourself, maybe find somebody that can do listen to it, check the tune. Depending on where you live, obviously, you might want to reach out to them and find out if there's a dealer in your area, or if a dealer in your area is who tuned it, then you may want to figure out how to tune it yourself and or find somebody else that can tune it. Mm-hmm. That's a big amplifier, and those speakers are actually pretty efficient. Like I know in Haley's car, we have the 4 to 10 along with the same Prima coaxial and component speakers. Mm-hmm. It's stupid loud. Yeah. So I'm thinking it might be the tune. But if it's not, the thing is like, sure, you could swap out some speakers. The Helix Milli Pros need way more power than you have. So, the 12 channel has staggered power. Mm-hmm. So, you'd be okay, but you're just swapping out speakers. You're not swapping out power. So that's what I'm thinking. It sounds more like the tune. You're not going to get a ton more volume out of the Milli Pros. You're going to get some, but I don't know what you're looking for as far as volume goes. That's why I'd be like, maybe it's the tune, because that should be plenty loud. Mm-hmm. Unless you're just one of these guys that like maybe need SPL shows.
Maybe you buy the wrong speaker, right?
Right. You're just not enough power. And because you went with the 1214, which is a great buy, you can't swap out for like more power, like using their slave amplifiers, because you don't have any more DSP channels left over. You have 2. So, you could bridge a couple of the channels, but you only have 2 outputs. So really you could only add another, like a 4 channel to bridge it to a 2 channel. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We are making plug and play adapters. Bro, you should see the adapter I made for this Jeep, Brad. You'd be like, oh, hell yeah. And with Maestro, download and follow the instructions. 100%. Yes. For God's sake, please do. Dude, I made the most amazing harness for this. It is so great. You'd be surprised how awesome this harness is. It's so cool. It's like the most amazing harness of all times.
And this long, seriously.
I catch big fish. You catch small fish. My fish are way bigger than your fish will ever be. You catch these little fish. I catch these big fish. Anyways, yeah, fun.
Yeah.
Send me a pic. It's already in the car, man. It's already in the car.
You didn't take a picture?
No, I didn't take a picture. I fought the whole way. I basically did what you're going to do, what we talked about. So, anyways. Bigly. It is bigly. But yeah, so yay, fun. Okay, I have a question. I have a set of 5x7s that have two different size terminals, and I can't figure out what the size the small one is. I'm running 14 gauge wires. Okay, so the small one is the negative, the big one is the positive. As far as what size it is, there's three sizes of terminal connectors to go onto your speakers. There's a small, medium, and a large. And I believe it's a point. Yeah. A 0.001 or a 0.011.
All right, so this is a regular one.
Yeah, so this is the little guy here.
You gotta turn it on.
Well, yeah, but we know that it's like 0.15 of an inch, but I think they run these in millimeters.
So
let's change it to millimeters. In millimeters, it's 3.75. But I mean, the reality is when you order them, there's only three sizes. There's a small one, a medium, and a large, and so it's not like you can get it wrong.
Now, for example, if you have a Rockford speaker, they look the same.
So Rockford uses the medium and the large.
And it uses the medium and the large. So yes, if you look closer,
so
you can
really
see.
You just do what every other installer does. They just put two larges on it and they crimp the small one. I mean, that's literally what we stock all three sizes. So here's the medium. But most installers just put two larges on it. That way they don't have anything to worry about and they just crimp it with a pair of pliers and they call it a day.
Take a look at it.
Yeah, they're cheesy as hell. Bill Freeman, hey, how are you? How'd you like that Biggie, Bill? Biggie was awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Brad put in the sizes.
Boom. Oh, see,
I knew he would know that. Just like why, off the top of his head. The engineers, man, I swear to God, they need hobbies.
0.114.
Yeah, because we just measured it as 0.14. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Or small. Just get small. Yeah.
Can I get a small one?
Is there a square and SPL difference Evo 2410 versus? I have no idea. Yeah. Sorry, Brad. I don't really have an answer to that question. Hertz, MPS. Yeah, those are.
Ooh, no,
yeah, I have no idea.
Nothing.
But I can say that when you look at a square compared to a round, typically the square is louder because you have more cone area. That is the whole thing. The kicker is based the whole square thing on. So square has more cone area than a round of similar size. So technically it should be louder.
Brad's going to be like, wrong.
No, man, those guys can have their square stuff. That's what he'd say. You can keep their square stuff. Next, he's going to tell me you can't put a tweeter on a 3.5. Can a Helix M6 DSP accept a balanced differential input? Vehicle is an Infiniti G37 sedan with Bose. Integrated harness is from OWC Upgrades. So the easiest way to figure out if an amplifier will do what you're asking is if it's high-level capable and it's only RCA input. Okay, so if your amplifier has a high-level input and an RCA input, no. If it has a RCA input and it's just that's also your high-level input, I've found that those usually aren't a question. They're going to work. I can say that on the G37, you're probably going to be okay because that's just a line level. That's a low level output coming out of that car. You're just going to solder some RCAs and plug them in the amplifier. I don't think you're going to have a problem.
I don't know what year is it, but Metra just came out with a brand new dash kit for the G37. You can check it out. Maybe you're able to change the radio and get a better signal. Look at that.
Oh, look at Dougie. He's taking it out one step further.
Boom.
He's got small, medium, large, and extra large.
That's right. He has all that.
There you go. People are crazy. Congratulations.
Thank you, Angel.
No, it's just congrats.
No, he type it again.
Oh, okay. It's okay. It's all good. Okay, where are we at? All right, I need to do this.
Yes.
It's gonna bring this guy in right here. Hey guys, how are you doing? Is that right?
I'm doing good.
No, I'm just making sure yeah, that's enough. Focal. Let's talk about it for a minute. Are you interested in Focal? Are you interested in speakers? You want speaker? You had a phone call today. A guy was asking, I want to put some speakers in there that are normal, but I want it really loud.
Mm-hmm.
I want like crazy sound.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, you just need K2s.
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, what? And we're like, K2s. You know, hard dome metal tweeter, Kevlar cone.
Yeah.
Just like rip your eyeballs out of your head, but do it eloquently and sound good at the time.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for that and much, much more, head over to focal-america.com and check out the full line of Focal products. There is one there for everyone. They start at the auditor and work their way up. I had somebody who was complaining like, oh, you know, when I know the other thing you might want to do too, if you'd like to keep up with what's going on in Focal, I was going to suggest this. Head over to Instagram, and there you can find Focal America. And here's a great place to keep up on what's going on in the world of Focal.
I know that guy.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, is that Sage?
Right there.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, I know that girl.
Oh, look at that girl. Yeah.
Oh, there she is again. Wow.
Like routing and
wow,
everything.
I know who
crazy.
did this. Yeah, this Urus. But anyways, Focal America page is a really cool page to hang out on Instagram and find and just keep up with what's going on.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
Is the ARC BMX module line level only? I don't know.
And this is the question that you... sorry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it just has RCA input.
Okay.
Well, I mean, which is no big deal because, I get it. Okay, so if you're going directly into the amplifier's high-level section, then, yeah, you would need to do an external high-level output to get that to work. But I want to go to Mobile Solutions class. Well, of course you do, Chris. Are you going to drive? I mean, you'd probably drive. Oh, I would hate that drive. That drive would suck. Do you know how I can pull signal from a 2017 Tesla Model X to my amp or DSP? Tons of info on Model 3 and Y, but not much out there for Model S and Model X. Man, I don't know. I know how to do the Y and the 3, but I am not up on the S and the Model X.
It's not like Mosconi sell the T harness.
Not for the X.
Not for the X. They don't have that.
There's very little for the S and the X. He's 100% correct. It's usually, pardon me, it's usually the Y and the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they don't have nothing available yet.
I don't know if they're going to make anything. I don't know. Hold on.
Okay.
Pull up something else.
All right. Hang on. I'm using the Access T harness like you have in the past.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you feed the front outputs to both amplifiers or if I can get away with going front and rear. Front and rear? I will be hooking the rear speakers, unplugging.
Okay, so here, all right. So this is a good question. All right, so I'm trying to find something for that on the
Bladen.
That
will be on DSPs.
Is it?
It has.
Yeah, I don't know what's that. Anyways.
Yeah.
So using a T harness. Technically, if you're going to be hooking up subwoofers, you always want to tap into the front speakers because those are going to be speakers in a modern car that has the most bass. The rear speakers are not. So if you're going to be disconnecting the rear speakers, then yes, you can use the front speakers, as we said earlier in the show, to power both the highs amplifier and the sub amplifier. The reason for this is it's AC current. You're not cutting the voltage in half. Think of it as, like I said, if you're taking an extension cord, plugging it in, plugging 2 lights into it, both lights shine at the same brightness, because it's AC. That's how it works. So you can tee off to your highs amp into your sub amp out of the front output, and you're golden. Okay, it's going to work. Now, things you have to keep in mind with what you're doing. Just because you're using a T-harness, you aren't hooking speakers up to it, you need to load down those channels. You need load resistors on both of those channels, even the ones you're not using, okay? Because the amplifier is still looking for a load, and it's going to be unstable, and it's one chip amplifier, meaning the chip, it's not like there's a front chip and a rear chip. It's all one chip. So you run the risk of damaging the factory amplifier by not loading it down properly, okay? Or it just going, screw you guys, I'm out of here, and shutting off. So I would just check the Focal page. That's where all the harnesses are. Focal-america.com. Right there. Anyways, so for depending on the vehicle, more than likely you're going to need the green load resistors, which you can get from AudioControl, you can get from Metra, you can get from Memphis. Everyone has green load resistors now. That's just the color. The heat shrink denotes the size or value of it. They've all agreed on one color, I think, which is great. And you need to put those on the channels you're using and the channels you're not using. Now, if you don't know what a load resistor is, that's more of a problem than anything else because you're going to need one. Okay, now, the other factor is what are we doing? So are we going to be doing just amplifiers, in which case, okay, cool, you know. Are you going to want to be tuning it with a DSP or anything like that? So those are also other things to think about. But just sticking with the question, that's how you're going to want to do it. So, hi. What is he? Gonna have to go old school on the middle X and explore. Oh, hey, man, do whatever works for you, baby. I was thinking of the Model X to pull signal from the 4 doors directly into the DSP as high level. So here's the thing, okay? At the end of the day, that's a perfectly fine way to do it. However, there's a couple things that you have to understand. First off, anytime you're tapping into a speaker, if you don't have an RTA to figure out what's coming out of that speaker, you're blind, all right? You have no idea what's going on. So you need an RTA, an electrical RTA, that will show you what the heck is going on in the situation. And for that, hold on. Nope, wrong one. Okay, you can do it. Hey, I went to the same place.
Yeah.
Where's it at? There it is. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about here, because that's going to be the most important thing. All right, so when you're tapping into a wire, you know, you're going to see something that looks like this, okay? You have to see what's happening in that wire, because if you don't, you're not going to know if you have a signal that's worth amplifying. So in this case, if I tapped into those front and rear speakers, if there's an amplifier in there or if there's a signal processor in there, the only thing I'm going to see is this, all right? I need to know this because that's not a signal that is going to give me any bass. That's actually the front mid bass on a Chevy pickup truck in a Bose system. If I was to feed that into a DSP, I would be sorely disappointed. It would look like crap, and I would be like, I have no sound. Whoa, bummer. So this is being done using the IRTA2, which is the tool that we use in order to do electrical testing. If you'd like to see more of what I'm talking about, if you head over to DNF Tool Drawer, this is not a shameless plug. This is what you need to know in order to do this. If you head over to DNF Tool Drawer and click on the IRTA2, there's a bunch of videos that are on there that'll show you how to use this in order to do that and kind of talk about what we're talking about. So, and then the thing is you can find, there's no IRTA3 coming soon. No, there's not. But then you can figure out, okay, so if I grab like the tweeters and that's crossed over, it's giving me this. Here's the mid-range, that's giving me that. And then we can bring those two together. And then we might be able to get a signal that we can use. Or we're just going to go channel per channel, which means I'm going to use this channel here to power like speakers, meaning like tweeters, mid-range, mid-bass, corresponding channels for all that. So there's a lot to it. Will you be doing a full video on your Bluetooth speaker build with your... Yes, we will. Not sponsored price. Yeah, we'll be doing a full... I don't know when we're going to start that. Probably sometime in December, just because we got SEMA coming up here really soon, which we're super excited about. If any of you guys are going to be going to SEMA, Make sure to come by the Rockford Fosgate booth. You can't miss it when you walk in because it's like the biggest thing there. And of course, because it is the biggest thing there, that's where we'll be. We'll be hanging out with Rockford Fosgate, giving demos on the new products that they're going to be talking about there. We don't know what they are yet. And once we find out, we'll tell you. But probably can't tell you before we go. So that'll be something to stay tuned. Of course, we'll do a video showing what we're doing while we're there. But if you're going to be there, it'll be fun. Keep in mind, if you're in the area, it is available to the public on Friday. You can buy tickets. I would suggest buying them in advance if you can, so that you can have a good time at the thing, and you can come see all the other car stereo brands that are there. But it's going to be a fun time. We're looking forward to it, and we'll try to create as much content as we can so that we can take you guys around and show you what's coming. Yeah, there's no IRT A3. Okay. Hi. I was looking at the Linkswell T-Style radio and claim they are the top T-Style radios with quality parts. Are they on par with Kenwood or Sony when it comes to reliability and sound quality? If the sound quality is not up to there, since it uses fiber optic out and a DSP, will that give Kenwood excellent sound quality levels? So the cool thing about a DA converter with a fiber optic lead output is, for the most part, you're cool, right? So whatever their DAC in the unit is capable of doing and then putting that out on light, keep in mind, not all DACs are created equal. So, for example, a high 10, you still can only get, 96K out of it? Mm-hmm. So you'd have to see. My guess is you could probably get 96K out of that, which in a car is 100% acceptable. Now, as far as whether they are like on the best of the best with honors, thank you, sir. We've tried to work with them in the past, and we ran into some and we're like, okay, fine.
Are you?
Yeah. So Fernando's kind of like not happy with them at the moment. It happens. Great guys. Great. Well, okay, I'll accept one. He was
great guy.
Great guy. Yeah, he was a great guy. We really,
That's it. Yeah.
Try to get one for the Mustang. That's a whole nother personal problem. But as far as that goes, here's what I would say about them as a company is that the difference between buying, let's say, a Linkswell versus buying some other white box radio, which we recently ran into because we don't install those, but this was a whole nother piece. But the story is the same. It's the technical support that defines the company, okay? Meaning if you run into a problem, who is going to help me?
Yep.
Linkswell has assets here in the United States that do the installs, that write the owner's manuals, that do the back end side of things to make sure
they have the technical support
works.
Yeah.
Okay. They're on their 6th or 7th generation now.
Yeah, I think
so, like Linkswell from 5 years ago compared to what's available now is totally different.
Yeah.
So what you're buying is the technical support and the guys behind that. Any company you work with, they have to, first off, they're the front line. They are going to know what the problems are. They're going to make sure those problems get taken care of. So that's what you're paying for, all right? 100%. That's what you're paying for. So if, are they the best of the best? I don't know. But there is somebody I can call. I don't want to WhatsApp some guy in China that's going to, AI me back an answer that makes absolutely no sense, and I have to wait 4 hours to get it.
Yeah.
I need to know now. So I will pay to have that. That's important to me. So that's what you get. Congrats on the industry award nomination, guys. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for all.
I can't call him Bradley. I just trust him.
Bradley?
Yeah.
Cooper?
Get Rockford Fosgate to take me to SEMA too. Do you know how, dude, they are a party company, but business-wise, no, man, they are cutthroat. They are on point. They are intense people.
They're like, what are you doing?
No, they don't do that. They're intense. I like working with them because we share the same intensity,
dude.
Which is they are not laissez-faire. They are just like, we're gonna do this, and we're like, oh hell yes, clear direction. I love that.
Cool.
Yeah,
and everybody's cool.
Everyone's fantastic.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody's cool.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
I like him.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I like all the companies we work with because they're all just like.
Well, I mean, the pleasure that we have with.
That's why we like these companies. That's why they're the sponsors of the show.
Yeah.
Because it's a really hard time if you can't get behind somebody to be like, I don't really like those guys. Buy their crap. No, that sucks.
Yeah.
All
right. Ready?
Yes. Hi. I was trying to adjust the volume levels and tweak the crossovers on my Helix Pro MX3, but when I make an adjustment, it applies to all and not speakers selected. Did I miss a button to click on? Yes. So at the top of the page, so there's what's called group adjust. Okay. And it also depends on whether you have it set up for phantom. Is it phantom channels? I have a name for it. Fake channels, phantom channels. Okay, so there's a couple different places where you can screw this up. Okay, so one is if you have group adjust turned on, which is like you click on, and all these buttons are highlighted. And if you don't know what you're doing, it's really easy to screw up. So that's the first thing. That's gonna, like, especially in like the time alignment page, you have off, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you have like these all say 1 and these all say 2, every adjustment you make is going to, of course, like everything is going to adjust it the same. If you're in the phantom channel page, like virtual, thank you. If you're in the virtual channel page, thank you, Lance. If you're in the virtual channel page,
thank you, guys.
It's going to adjust everything that's attached to channel 1 input. So if you have a two-way set that's on channel 1 input, so a tweeter and a mid bass, it's gonna adjust both. So there are ways to link these things together. You need to turn all that off. So start clicking things with numbers until there isn't other things highlighted next to them. At some point, we'll get Jeff on and we'll talk about all this fun stuff. Yeah. But yes, you just have things turned on and you need to turn them off. I don't have the laptop, so I can't plug it in and show you. But
you have a laptop.
It doesn't work on Windows, or it only works on Windows, not on Mac. So, and the Windows machine is. Yeah. One thing that I don't like about MECP is you go through the course and complete it and get your certificate, and then you have to redo it year to maintain certification. I completed the apprentice, was going to do the next level, and saw that I had to redo it. Nope, not doing that. So they give you a certain amount of let's just start with this. I understand your pain, and I'm not disagreeing with you. However, I also know Chris Beulah, great guy. He's the one that runs it, or owns it, I should say. Mm-hmm. And when I mention stuff like this, there's always a comeback, right? There's always an answer from their perspective as well as your perspective. So his answers be, we give you a designated amount of time that they feel is adequate enough for you to figure out the next test.
To refresh, right.
I will tell you this. I paid for Apprentice because we needed it for a video we did. I read all the things on my flight back and forth to Germany, okay? And then I never took the test. He gave me, you have a year.
An extra year.
You have a year. And then because it was me, he gave me an extra year. And guess what? I still didn't do it. And he was like, you're an idiot. And I go, I just don't care. The reality is you've gone one step further in that you've downloaded and you've read the information, which to me is the most valuable thing. I want you to understand something more so than I care about whether you have a test. Now, if you have to complete the first one before you can download the second one, I can see your frustration there because you're like, I've already done this. But that's going to be the argument. We give you X amount of time before, you have this much, and they feel that's adequate. Listen, life gets in the way. I totally understand. If it was one of those things where I was supposed to do it by August, and now that it's October and I didn't do it, I screwed up, I would reach out to them. However, it was like I was supposed to do it in 2023, now it's 2024. Yeah, you got to pay the extra $100 to read because they give you like 2 years, I think, once you've done the test, depending on the thing. And I get it. It's not for everybody. It sucks because the information to me is the most important.
Yeah.
And if you want a discount, you can use the coupon code 5STAR, the number 5 and star, and you do get, I think, like 10% or
all
20%.
Capitals?
Yeah. No, just 5 lowercase STAR.
Okay.
So if the number 5 and then star, it does give you a discount. So that's pretty cool. I did it and passed it, got certificate, and yeah.
Just to renew it every year. Well.
Yeah, I mean, the thought is, okay, so in the past that would have sucked, right? And there again, I I agree with you. I have to play the devil's advocate, right? It sucks sometimes. The thought is that the information is going to change periodically, right? They're going to update it. That was one of the things about going web-based is that they can go back in and it's like, hey, this isn't relevant anymore. Let's take this out. Let's put in something that's more relevant. That was the whole idea. Mm-hmm. So in some cases, that might be the case. Like, hey, just like addition and subtraction in school, that literally give you a week to figure that out. We're going right into algebra, and you're going, what the heck? Okay, so, but us, we got algebra in like, I don't know, middle school. Now they're getting it in grade school. So, the idea is that these things will change.
Marty, thank you, man.
Mr. Adams, check. Top 5 sales pro. Man, that is unbelievable. I really didn't think it would go that far. And there are some people that are absolutely pissed that I've made it this far. I'm going to tell you right now. Oh,
No. But I'm saying I already knew that you were going to be.
No, I didn't think I'd make it that far.
Oh, wow.
I told you I didn't think I was going to make it.
I got faith in you, bro.
I have no faith in me. I don't have faith in it. Anyways, but
there
are some people that are pissed. So I was like, come on, man, really? Okay, hold on. I got to do this. Yes. Keeper of the time is letting me know that it's time to switch to AudioControl. That's right. AudioControl. Woo! Yeah. Hey, we got a lot of new stuff happening. Not only that, this week, Wednesday, we're going to have Matthew Palumbo back here talking about the Epic Series amplifiers and what that means to you. Because to me,
it
just means to you. So if you want to learn more about what's happening in the Epic Series amplifiers, and just in general, what's going on, because I think they're going to be at SEMA, what might be coming down the pipe. I don't know what is going to happen, other than I know we'll have some of the Epic amplifiers here to show you guys. So if you want to tune in Wednesday, I think 6 o'clock, we'll probably do it if we can. I'll put up a show, of course, to let you know what's going to happen. But that is this Wednesday, special show with our good friend. Can you recommend an ARC Audio DSP tuner around Anaheim area? I would just drive
4 hours?
4 hours up to see Brian at ARC Audio.
In Modesto.
Yep. And you just go to Liquid Trends, which is his shop, and it's worth the 4. I made the drive. Okay, we know that drive. We drove it this July because we drove from Modesto to Anaheim so we could go to Disney.
It's worth it.
It's a beautiful drive. Like, we went by and saw the big water pipes.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Yeah. It's worth the drive to have Brian Mitchell, the world-famous Brian Mitchell, tune your car.
Oh, it's...
The award-winning 60 world titles, not 62 world titles.
Really?
Oh, or you could conveniently go see Lance.
Lance is there.
Who's also not bad. Lance is fantastic. Lance could do it. Give us a call. We'll set it up. There you go.
See?
Either
way.
A
lot of options.
So you reach out to Lance Doss. That is Lance DOS, like boss Doss. Lance Doss, the boss. Yeah, he knows a thing or two about DSP. Okay, he really does. But if you want the legendary Brian Mitchell to touch your car and make it sound like angels, reach out to them.
Angel's car?
No.
Oh.
Angel wish. I said touched by angels, not touched by angel.
Oh.
But yeah, give them a call. They'll set it up. You're in California. You got plenty. You could just literally go talk to them. It's worth the drive.
You can probably go to the.
Brian has a 6-month wait. No, Brian doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
Brian does not have a 6-month wait. Brian is, dude. Trust me. You go see him on Saturday, he will gladly take your money. Huh? Not a problem. Oh yeah. Well, the car is more or less done now.
If he's actually busy, and
he's not busy. To tune a car, that's the quick money, bro. That's 2 hours and done.
Done.
Like, it probably more because I didn't know Lance was close to Anaheim.
Oh, I know.
We could have said hi.
Hi.
We were just there. We're there. I didn't know, Lance. I'm sorry. We'd love to go and get dinner.
Wow.
My AudioControl D1200 has an issue. Stuck in reboot loop. Ground and power wire, no issue. That's a software glitch.
Yeah.
That would be a great thing to, like, okay, first off, have you called tech support yet? Because it's a D, so it's probably just a glitch. And there's things you can do that aren't in the owner's manual that allow you to re-download software and fix a lot of this stuff like that. So if you haven't called tech support yet, which I strongly recommend calling tech support, you could wait and ask Matthew on Wednesday if he has an idea, but I would still call tech support because he's going to tell you the same. Oh, Huntington Beach. Yeah, that's right. I knew that.
Oh,
I forget.
you knew that?
Yeah, because we've
And
talked.
you didn't want to stop.
No, I forgot how close Huntington Beach
bro.
is to Anaheim.
You didn't want to stop.
I didn't have a car.
They have Ubers, you know what?
Dude, oh, yeah, we're going to tell Sebastian. Anyways, that's the answer to that question. We're going to tell Sebastian, like, hey, man.
Yeah, we're going to go see more.
We're going to go see our friends, or we can hang out here at Disney for another 4 hours.
Oh, you guys can go.
I was going to say,
here.
exactly. I don't know who this Lance person is, but Disney wins every time.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
In all fairness, a college class,
it's a lot more money than the MECP certification every year.
Exactly.
We're in college?
I don't know. I don't have an answer. I mean, it's $100. I get it. I don't know, man. It's one of those things.
You want to know or you don't want to know?
I don't want to know.
Okay, but what you want to know is this.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Do you know if the 2022 Mazda CX5 non-premium requires de-equalization? A shop installed a kicker key 200.4 active front stage, but it sounds thin. Yeah, you do. 100%. It's 2022. There's going to be all kinds of equalizations. You just stack the EQ. Simple solution to this would be just add the key lock in front of it, run it software, whatever's there. It'll go ahead and take care of it, and then rerun the kicker key software, and you're good to go.
There you go. Yeah.
As far as thin goes, I really, I don't know what that means, but yeah, on a 2022 key lock in front is probably your best move for sure. And Chris Vera, being a Mazda owner, he says it does. And he's a key lock user at some point in his life. So I would definitely just throw a key lock in front of it and call it simple. It takes about 15 minutes for the key lock to do its magic. And
be patient with the lights.
Be patient. Stare at them intently. Stare at them intently.
Don't blink.
Don't blink at all and just wait. Just wait and stare.
No, you got to blink.
Don't blink. We did do a video showing you what it does, and in that we show you all the lights and all that nonsense. Mm-hmm. I would strongly recommend going and watching the key lock video before you do it, just so you have an idea of what's happening, because there is anxiety of pushing buttons that I find unrealistic, but people have it, myself included. It's just a button. It's not going to catch on fire if you don't hit the button on time or blow up or cause world hunger or famine. But yeah, you might have to run it again. But no, it's actually quite simple, and you just boop and go. And you stare at it until you go boop again, and then it's like, oh my god! Now you just wait.
Yeah.
And wait for this, and you go, oh, it's done. But yeah, totally want to do that. Yeah, you good? Mm-hmm. You just scrolling.
Yeah,
just scrolling. You see me scroll, and I'm hating. Trying to catch me riding dirty. Any experience with the Ram e-torque? Yeah. I don't have any experience with these hybrid systems. Internet has many different opinions and little facts. So if the e-torque, which I think isn't that the one with the battery behind the driver's side rear wall, right? That big weird battery that just sits back there.
Is that I don't know.
So there's a new Ram that's coming out that is the hybrid I told you about that has the V6 generator in it. But I believe the e-torque is what is currently out right now. Or I don't know which one the e-torque is. So there's the new one.
Yes. Yes.
The one with the battery behind the driver's seat, driver's rear back wall battery. If that's the one you're talking about, it just has this giant alternator thing on it. It's the same as every other Dodge Ram. We've done a bunch of them. It's actually the Audio Frog system, I think, that we brought in that one time where we had to put all his amplifiers in the opposite corner. Because I think Sajeki's was also an e-torque, where we raised the seat and did all that.
Any recommendations?
For that, it's just, use an Amp Pro or a DSR1 and call it a day. I think the DSR1. The other nice thing so there again, don't know how big of a system you want to do, but it is iData compatible. Yeah. So you can do a Blackbird and a Nighthawk or PSM Pro or P8.
PS Pro? No.
PS8. I don't know. PS8? Yeah. Anyways, Blackbird. Yeah. Blackbird and Nighthawk. Nighthawk power subs, 8 channels to power everything else. Call it a day. It'll plug right in, do the whole radio nonsense, and they're little tiny things like this big. Walk like in Egypt. It's super easy. as far as space that it takes up. Okay, which is better? An opinion for 2015 Silverado. Halo 11, ILX 511. That's 2 Alpines and a Sony 9500. All right, let's try to not be biased too much on this. Sony. Yeah, I'm going to say the Sony 9500 has way more features than both of those radios.
Well, also I would check. It's Stinger. Probably make the dash kit. It is flush. The new
Titan.
No, the new
Horizon 10.
Yes. Maybe they have a dash kit for you, and it's like flush. They have cool features and everything.
The high 10 will go in there too, but those weren't on the page. He was just asking between those two, and I'm still going with a 9500
still
over.
Going with the 95.
Yeah, because 9500 is pretty badass.
Yeah, I'm just saying the other option. Yeah.
Nah, Amp Pro is the plan. So here's the thing: when we Amp Pro, let's go. I have a full system eToro.
Yeah.
All right. Amp Pro versus AR. Let's go that. 9500, by the way, was the answer to the other question. If we go Amp Pro, we got to keep the factory amplifier in there. Kind of sucks. So you got to keep all that factory crap going on there. If we go iData, okay, which you can do iData through a DSR1 and use it as a preamp, which is about the same price as an Amp Pro. Okay, so even if you want to just go other DSPs, if you do DSR1, there are advantages. For one, you're going to get a global, no, you don't get a global EQ. You get to keep your basement in treble and radio, but you can remap it. So you can, through the DSR1, you can do a lot more features. So I can remap my controls in my radio so that bass is subwoofer level. The speed control volume, where you the 1, 2, 3, 4. As you go faster, the volume gets louder. That all gets negated when you put an aftermarket stereo. You can make that punch bass. Okay, so even if you're doing somebody else's DSP, you can still do punch bass. You get 6 channels of preamp. You can actually get up to 8 channels of preamp output if you want, but it's 6 channels of preamp output, and you remove all the factory crap. The amplifier goes and all that stuff comes out and goes away. So I get to not have to worry about drilling a hole in my dash for a bass knob because I can just go bass, volume up. I mean, you can use your bass knob if you want, but then you get punch bass as a bonus, which I love punch bass. It's fantastic. Even if you're going with an external DSP, who cares? It's like, oh, more better bass. So now when you go to a PSM Pro, which is the Arc Audio version of it, you can still do the same mapping features as you can with a DSR1. Just get an 8-channel cool little DSP that's like this big. It was a heart. Oh, anyways, so there are better than Amp Pros. Just saying, especially for Chrysler. This is getting a Blackbird, by the way. This is a Jeep. We're just doing Blackbird. iData Blackbird right into it, and
Samco and BXI. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So like I said, I even if you're not going to use that DSP because you're going to use the VXI DSP, just use it as a freaking line driver preamp that has extra features. Yeah. Especially if you want like amazing bass because it's a truck. Punch bass is awesome. Plus you might want to do. This might be crazy, but you might want to do quick adjust DSP. And remember, DSR1 you can adjust from your phone. Oh yeah, so pretty cool. Now you can do, if you have an Apple Watch, you can also adjust it from your Apple Watch. You can do subwoofer level control, and the DSR1 will give you an auxiliary input also. So if you didn't want to have to cobble it all together through your VXI, which I don't think you can on the VXI, you can run a DAC or like a portable media player, and you can easily switch it through the app on your phone or the app on your watch to go from main to aux. So there's a lot of advantages of that technology versus the other technology. I'm not trying to sell you on it. I just want you to be informed. Wonderful show as always. Chat was awesome as usual. No, you guys did fantastic. And that means that the Keeper of Time is telling us it's the end of the show. You don't have to leave, but you can't stay here. I'd like to thank you guys, as always, because you did a fantastic job. I am Dean. This is Fernando, and our sponsors are ThinkwareStore.com, where you can find all your dash cam needs. You should pick these things up. Of course, our good friends at Arc Audio, Focal America, Moscone Gladen America,
Yep.
as well as AudioControl. Did I hit them all?
Yeah.
I feel like I hit them all.
Yeah.
Without these sponsors and you, we wouldn't have a show. We're going on like, what, 12 years with this show now? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. The fact that you guys are still like, it's fantastic.
Thank
we
you,
enjoy
guys.
doing
Thank you
it.
for everything.
It is Monday, which means it's the beginning of this hellacious week that we're all going to have to live through. Oh my gosh, will it ever end? We'll be back, of course, Friday morning with the news. Saturday, we'll be doing this again at 5 o'clock. And don't forget, Wednesday, we'll have Matthew Palumbo here from AudioControl talking about the new, 6, talking about the new Epic Series amplifiers. And, of course, you can find us over on Instagram where we talk about what's happening in the Bay, as well as that. You can find it at 5-star car stereo. Yeah, it's fantastic. You guys have a wonderful night. Enjoy. Go with whatever it is you need to go with, and we'll see you back here next time.
Bye.
Fade to black. Bye.